Yo dudettes, this is Ketchu, and this is part 2 of Can I Beat Rimworld for the first time. 7 days into the fall, traders stopped by, and we finally cashed in Alex's trade inspiration, flipping chems and sold a carpet for over 400 silver. Not bad. Naturally, I celebrated our growing wealth with responsible governance. I drafted a chem use policy. Colonists may self-medicate, just not enough to get hooked. Then I ordered we start growing the stuff ourselves. I'm not sure if the caravan had a fight within themselves or something, but they shot up a dude suddenly. G-Box wasn't handling the loss of his lover well, so I fed him some ambrosia, medicinal of course. When I actually noticed the guy left behind the caravan, I was puzzled. Then we stole his food. After intense reflection, we installed a doormat in the kitchen, because hygiene matters. Wipe your feet or starve. Suddenly, the Busto people sent a sacrifice our way. I made the mistake of checking their stats, thinking maybe I'd recruit them. Nope, another deep, YouTube-friendly forever nap. Alex still wasn't armed, just cheerleading from the sidelines. While I wasn't paying attention, the donkey in our care got healed up and left on its own. Some random visitors gifted us high-quality medicine. Felt like a slap in the face. If that had arrived earlier, Zilla and Jason might still be alive. On the bright side, I remembered we could build actual beds. It's been a while. I also ordered some end tables and dressers. Maybe if the bedrooms look nice, the mental breakdowns will feel fancier. One jacket needed 70 leather. That wasn't happening. So I bet everything on my sad little cotton field. Before winter even hit, we got slammed with a cold snap. No clothes, barely any wood. Awesome. We crammed fires into every other room and tore down walls to share heat. Forgot the sauna bedroom plan. Built a hallway between kitchen and the storage, and tore apart our dining furniture to feed the flames. G-Box tried flirting with Alex. She rejected him. That really helped his grief.
Rebounding hard.
All the fun stuff was dragged indoors before anyone went completely feral. Everyone was just barely functioning. Their dopamine receptors withered from indoor captivity like neglected houseplants. All this time, I'd fought against the game, trying to get the hay into the barn. Then I ticked the magical checkbox which allowed fresh items. 2 days before winter, the cold snap finally gave up. We went leather hunting, gathered wood, and rescued Gonzales from a grass pot. That night, Gonzales joined us. Excuse me, Jason too. It's like he never left. While getting a crafter was nifty, we still needed a competent cook. In other positive news, we could reduce the jacket quota from 6 to 5. Yay! G-Box was hitting himself emotionally, mostly because he couldn't stop flirting with Alex. The rejection was now rivaling the grief. Alex shall now henceforth be known as Llama. Some traders stopped by but didn't bring clothes. And in my infinite wisdom, I accidentally sold all our medicine, then panic bought it back at markup. I'm so good at this, I scare myself. Our storage was overflowing with junk. G-Box slapped down some shelves and called it a day. Even though winter had been looming in the void behind my eyes like a tax deadline, it still caught me off guard. The plants quit, no cotton. Our horse had more food than we did. To limit the time outdoors, we tore down kitchen shelves and prepped to move the research table inside. Naturally, that's when a raider showed up. I checked his stats, got ideas, wanted him alive, so I had everyone dogpile him with melee.
Dang it!
Storage was overflowing with wood, so we used wood to build shelves. For wood, raiders dropped by with a single jacket. I bought it like it was the last slice of pizza in the world, and gave it to Llama, because it wasn't. Moments later, another raider. Bad stats, good clothes. Wanted him alive. The plan was, shoot him a little, punch him a lot, but carefully. Didn't work. Later that day, a raccoon went rogue. The thing did not read the script and ignored the traps. Once it calmed down, we taught it a lesson. G-Box was spiraling. Still chasing women who'd rather freeze than flirt. I started to worry. Then I noticed Llama had lost a toe to frostbite.
Was that my fault?
Every noon when it was warm, we hunted. And then, through some miracle, I became aware of the buffaloes on the map. That's a lot of meat, wrapped in hope. We geared up to hunt as a squad, since buffaloes don't go down easy. Right in the middle of it, G-Box snapped. Psychotic wandering time.
Why didn't I think of going after buffaloes? I'm stupid, that's why.
Being stuck inside with no fresh air and only 2 games makes anyone twitchy.
Lianu offered a backhanded compliment about Jishan's forehead. This drove Jishan into a rage and he began to fight. Well... yeah, you can increase your melee, that's fine. And then you sleep together. You idiots. Are you back? No, psychotic wandering, but you got cold so you're gonna wander inside now.
Next morning, Llama tried to patch up our WWE contestants.
No, select medicine. Yeah, no. Heavens no. Don't use the good medicine. They are not worth that. No, don't use the good medicine. Why? Oh, this is the one. Isn't it? I've been using the wrong one. This is what they carry with them. Yeah, it makes sense. Because if you look here, how many should they carry with them? I've been screaming at the game so many times here, like, why? What's going on? And it's always been me. It's always been my fault. I don't like it.
There was a small hole in the storage wall. Behind could be anything. Yeah, I had that patched. Out of sight, out of mind. The wealth graph said we were thriving, which was bold, considering we had nothing. Then again, I've never been good at math. We took down a fire. Balancing indoor temps with campfires is art. We finished researching stone cutting. Next up, beer brewing, because sanity matters. G-Bucks reported and joined our next hunt. It went well, so we got cocky. We went for one more, and that's why Llama almost got stumped to death. Day 6 of winter, we finally made our first jacket. Better late than never. My leadership remains undefeated, and once again, love found a way in the most inappropriate circumstances.
Liania tried to flirt with Llama by boasting about his own eating habits. Llama responded well, he's now Liania's lover.
That's one more free bed. I'll take it. As if to celebrate, a beautiful aurora painted the sky. I forced everyone outside to look at it. It wasn't optional. The next hunt nearly became a disaster. The buffalo herd snapped and charged. Llama was almost turned into carpet again, but through tactical kiting and screaming, we brought them all down. Next morning, Lianiu got his jacket. Some visitors left a gladius by the corpse pile as a gift.
What do you take us? Some sort of primates? That's fair. We'll take it, thank you. We'll take anything, honestly.
We'd been making the wrong thing all along. I finally read the clothing descriptions. Turns out, parkas are better for winter. I have a brain like a police brick. Right after Rusty got hers, G-Box started pinching Ambrosia. We tried to lock him out of the storage. Didn't work. G-Box was so out of his skull, he couldn't even feel the cold. I'm not even sure he knew what season it was. Then, unsurprisingly, he got addicted.
Yeah, okay, that's gonna be fun.
Eventually, he returned, spiritually gutted and very tired. It only took 2/3 of winter for everyone to finally get a jacket or a parka. Progress. We built a gibble room, hunted the last buffalo, finished beer research, and Lianiu set out to tame turkeys. This would be later considered a mistake. From the next set of traders, I bought chickens, which sounds fine on paper, but paper doesn't have a food crisis tab. We also donated our old clothes for money. G-Box's dive into further breakdowns was interrupted by a psychic drone drifting over like icing on a crab cake. A reminder that pain is forever. Winter was actually going well. No babysitting. People hopped in and out as they pleased. We ignored every quest like responsible adults. Then, a snowman appeared, unprompted, no explanation. No order, just there. In all my 200 hours, which isn't that much, never seen one. Now I live with the knowledge that it happened. Anyway, the barn was full. We extended it, because saying no to more animals is not something I've learned how to do. Right before finishing a workshop extension, we got raided. The raider had okay stats. I could have fixed her. Except no, she's going to the corpse lake now. Spring began with a psychic suit, which survived the whole year. Our eatery was running on fumes. We had to hunt twice a day. Because we kept turning everything into kibble, the animals were thriving. We were not. We also stole leftovers from a fox. That's just where we are now. For no strategic reason, I made everyone wear bowler hats. Morale went up, mine, not theirs. On the 6th of spring, a flash storm hit. Nobody had slept, so naturally, we put them on fire duty. Miserable and flammable. What a combo. From earlier scientific experiments, we had leftovers late, so we used them to make our outer bedroom walls a little more fireproof. Then an alpaca joined out of nowhere. Great, more mouths. We unlocked beer brewing ages ago, but I forgot we needed actual equipment to make beer. By the time I noticed, we were almost done researching chems. Incredible. On the 9th of spring, indoor temps finally stabilized. We took down the fires, patched the holes, and for the first time in days, people had something resembling privacy. Few seconds later, I started to awaken to the fact that we were feeding all of our food to the animals, and we unlocked chem production. Next target, psychite refining, to create flake and yaoi, both excellent for trading or self-destruction. Later, a dry thunderstorm hit. I panicked. Then rain showed up like a responsible roommate. A few days later, we were starving. Again, so we started eating our animals. It's called pivoting. As if things weren't going bad enough already, Liani rejected Llama's marriage proposal. Morale dipped. Food poisonings returned to the menu. Always good to see a classic. G-Box continued his personal emotional demolition project.
G-Box charmed Bionic Llama by drawing attention to his own construction skill. Llama did not respond.
An eclipse arrived, then a raid by the kinship of 2 people this time. But before they attacked, a wanderer begged to join, on the condition we stop her pursuers. Gladly. The raiders and the chasers fought each other. Free entertainment. We snatched a survivor. One of the remaining bad guys got tired after stepping on a trap. The other remembered he left the stove on. Our fastest guy, Chishan, chased him down.
Oh no. He fights back. I didn't expect this.
His stats were garbage, but hey, now we have a medical dummy. Never mind. Summer started with our prisoner dying from his injuries. That same night, we finished researching psychite refining. Maybe chems can fill the void left by the food. Moved on to Devil's Strand because fashion stops for no man. The animals kept escaping, so we built an airlock. Also, from behind, the female turkeys look like rat heads to me. This isn't relevant, I just needed you to know that. On the 3rd of August, we got attacked by a manhunter pack of 2 raccoons. We wildly overreacted, got into position, and watched the 2 furry mother fluffers cancel their subscriptions to Life in Our Traps. Around 9 o'clock, we started making a poker table so people could shut the heck up about recreation already. Llama wasn't waiting, she flew into a food pinch. I get it, I'm an emotional eater too. As it is on brand for me, it took me over 2 days to put the psychite refining research into action and remember to start cooking flake and yaoi for trade. Next day, eggs hatched, more mouths to feed. Llama passed out after pinching for over a day. Yeah, that tracks. Right as we were finishing the billiards table, Randy sent us a shooting drone, then immediately balanced it with a raid. Net result, some broken traps, bullet holes in the drywall, and a new prisoner, Hawks. Good deal. Then I renamed Crosby, the one who got chased into our lives, to Zilladin 2. Seconds later, another raid, 3 this time. One had grenades. We all focused on him before he could pull the pin. The last one tried escaping. Smartest move anyone's done around these parts. The only damage we took this time was from friendly fire, after the fight. Splendid! Looking at Corpse Lake made me feel better. On the 9th, a heat wave hit. Devil's Strand was researched. Randy, sensing our suffering, sent us turkey eggs. Cool, that's what we needed. The next day, Zilla got hit by, she got struck by a smooth heat stroke. On the upside, our new defenses were finally done. After that, medical emergency kept flashing on the screen, which I ignored while pondering dusters. Turns out that was a bad call. Zilladin expired from the heat stroke. Amazing! The temperatures inside were showing numbers. The heat claimed our prisoner, Hawks, next. He got a full body census layoff. Our other prisoner was working through an extreme heat stroke too. Honestly, nobody asked, and even fewer people cared. Next day, we buried Zilladin 2, held a small ceremony again.
No. No
boomalobs to shoot that time, sadly. Heat got rid of the animals too.
Where did that guy go? Ain't no way. Park Sheriff dead. Oh, freaking nothing's going my way. Whatever, we'll handle it together.
It was wild to see heat stroke, heat wave, and the need for warm clothes at the same time. Then we saw the return of the plague, the revenge. This time, our dog got hit. We made him a nice bed and hope for the best. Seconds later, a transport pod crashed nearby. It was Fisher, a statistically good worker. She'd leave this world in 5 hours, not willing to bet on my or the crew's competence. We patched her up on the spot, immediately, and dropped her on Zilladin's still warm bed. She doesn't need to know. To add salt and lemon juice flavored insult to injury, Fisher's left leg got slapped by an infection. Great, but this time, we were ready. We even used the good medicine. We'd seen enough death. She recovered, then tried to leave. Absolutely not. The infection was still active, and those pills weren't free. We built her a bedroom. It doubled as a prison cell. She didn't notice. Later, Rusty tried to flirt with Chishan by comparing him to a magnificent feather. Didn't work. Maybe next time try a more masculine metaphor that doesn't involve poultry.
Oh, turkey just self-tamed. Weren't that lovely? It's not like we have a bird problem already.
As fall arrived, G-Box had another mental breakdown, right in the middle of our mission to claim fertile land for farming. He'd been hitting himself emotionally again.
It's been a rough day for you.
Food shortages had worn us down. We let the birds go. Too young to eat, too hungry to live. An alpaca went mad, ripped the trap, and we patched it up for medical practice. Before uninstalling the Twitch rename mod, it shadowed our prisoner with a name I can't change, Raid. From now on, Llama's medical training would happen on our least wanted guests, starting with wooden limb replacements. Once the farming expansion was ready enough, we planted hay grass in a last-ditch bid to feed our animals before winter. Llama failed her first surgery. This is why we practice on people who just don't matter. While Rainer's raiders prepared for an assault, I laid out some plans for more fields on the fertile patches.
I forgot! There was a raid incoming!
Randy followed up with some dice. No clue what to do with those. On the 7th of September, a flash storm tried to barbecue the base. G-Box almost got flambeed. Our prisoner went berserk in the middle of it, naturally, and Randy's fireballs crept closer. The guy put up a decent fight, but we dropped him like a wasabi-flavored condom. Then I finally remembered, word needs processing. Maybe we'll finally see beer before the next century. I didn't actually check, but I hope that was all the steps covered. Fisher finally joined us. We named her Zilladin 3. Let's see how long this one lasts. I'll see you in part 3. Thanks for watching, see you next time, take care now, and bye bye then.